Okay, hopefully this microphone's working. Welcome to the stream, everybody. So last week I did threaten to do the Arosalinie, which is not one of my favourite routes, but I thought, you know, I'll play it a bit more. Let's see. Give it a chance. So I think we'll have a run from Chair to Arosa. Okay, let's get everything set up. Master key on, putting forward. Get the lights on. There we go. Let's unlock the doors. How is everyone doing? Everybody ready for the core update that never was? Just give it a few seconds, we'll close the doors and we'll get underway. Okay. Hi Train Spotter, how you doing? Nice to see you. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I was expecting to be streaming the PS5 update, obviously, the new version. But not only that, we've not even got the core update yet, with all the new GUI and all those West Somerset improvements we were talking about last week. So, you know, roll on tomorrow, really. But apart from that, yeah, pretty good. I'm running this, especially in memory of you, because I know this is one of your favourite routes. I thought that give it a chance. Yeah, I'm not sure how tomorrow is going to work, to be honest. The other night on the stream, they were saying that it didn't come out on Tuesday because they wanted to split up the patches, but really, everything's coming out tomorrow. There was meant to be some instructions as well about the PlayStation version going on the forums. I've not seen those yet. But I mean, one thing that is clear is that the PS5 version is completely a separate game now to the PS4 version. So the progress and everything else will go, and everybody's liveries, etc. I think we thought that was going to be the case anyway, which is a shame. Yeah, I mean, if you look on the forums, there's some problems already. People in Australia and New Zealand are having a few issues, I think, especially if they've got the collector's edition. Even the digital version of the collector's edition, I don't think the update's working quite right for them. But, yeah, let's see. Matt is streaming for DTG later on, and he's actually doing it on the PS5, so I'll probably tune in and watch that just to see what it looks like on the PS5. I think he's doing West Somerset as well, so yeah, it's probably worth watching. Yeah, you mentioned the snow. Yeah, this one, I just picked this one from the journey mode, so I wasn't quite sure what it was going to throw at me. I was expecting to stop there actually. It's like an express service. Yeah, Transport. He was going to do it on the Xbox, and then I saw him post in the forum that unless anything went wrong, he was going to run the PS5 version tonight. So that'll be the first time we all get to have a look. So that'll be interesting. I think he's doing West Somerset, Munich Augsburg, and if there's time he's doing a third one, but I can't remember what that was just off the top of my head. So I think even though it's been confirmed that we're going to lose the progress, I will move straight to the PS5 version. So depending on what time the update drops tomorrow, and barring any issues, I might even stream it to tomorrow night. I'm not quite sure if I'm getting the Boston route tomorrow, or whether I'll just give it a couple of days for the PS5 version just to settle down first. But either way, if I'm on the PS5 version, I might just stream it tomorrow night for a little bit. Then I can show everyone what it's like. Yeah, I noticed that about the weather. Yeah. I'm kind of, with this route, I'm just kind of working my way through the journey mode. I don't always do that. There's some routes that I just like to pick my own surfaces, but I think with this one, I'm going through doing the journey mode just to, well, as it's not my favourite route, I'm following it along, hoping it's going to give me some variety. But so far, I think I did one last night as well, and it gave me a sunny day as well. So I haven't seen the snow apart from the scenarios so far. And I know when DTG show this, they always show it in the snow, being Switzerland and all. Yeah, I think for once, it's worked out in my favour that I haven't spent any time in that livery designer. The scenario design, I've got a few things in the scenario designer, but when I do the scenarios, I only really do an A to B. I mean, you can stop at the stations, of course, but nobody gets on or off. So, you know, I tend to just go A to B. I don't know if you saw the LGV one that I did just for a bit of a laugh, where I went from Manchester to Leeds. I stopped at Huddersfield in that one. I mean, the whole thing was just ridiculous, but it was good fun. It was very good fun. It's nice to run that GGV on a different route as well. It's a very solid train to drive. I like the seating position. Just the general feel, how it accelerates. Okay, 5.2 kilometers to the first stop. So the other thing is, at the moment, I can't, because I'm in this little sort of tunnel, I can't use the outside view, which is a shame, but that should be coming back in, shouldn't it, with the core update? I should be able to do that. Might pop me back in now. Oh no, we're okay. That one must not count as a tunnel. Talking about textures, it would be interesting to see if these rocks get any treatment on the next gen version. I know they won't do straight away, but if this route comes to the preservation crew, then maybe they'll do something with those. They're a bit flaky in places, aren't they? You know, for what is meant to be such a scenic route. They're not great. Dave, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I had a feeling you'd be stuffing your face at 6 o'clock. That's why I was slightly late. I only started about 10 past. Don't worry, you've not missed anything. I know you've not got this route, so I'll give you another chance to have a look. I know you usually buy everything, so you'll probably end up with this at some point, I'm sure. It's got a nice whistle. Yeah, I don't mind Sandpatch, to be honest, Train Spotter. You've got to have a couple of hours, haven't you, to sit down and do it, but it's actually quite good. I like the services, you know, you can pin them together and do the call and go up from Cumberland and then back into the back down that branch line to pick up the call. Those are good services. Did one of those on Saturday. Quite enjoyed it, actually, because it had been a while since I've been on Sandpatch. So I'm probably just going to run this one tonight, just this one run. Then we can get ready for the DTG stream at 8 o'clock. Poor Matt is probably going to get an earful again, I expect. So I'll probably watch that live tonight. I only watched yesterday's. I only watched the replay of that. I missed it, but that was an interesting one. Yeah, they have, Dave. Yeah, yep. I'm hoping it's just teething trouble, but everything is going big bang tomorrow, so I don't know how that's going to work out, to be honest. And I honestly don't know what to do. I don't know whether to, being as the PS5 version is a separate game, I don't know whether to leave this one on and download the PS5 one separately just for a while, just until I make sure that the PS5 one is working, and then delete the PS4 one, or what? I was expecting those instructions on the forum, but as of just after 6 o'clock when I checked, there was no instructions. So I don't know what's happened to those, unless they've been pulled due to the issues. Who knows? Oh, it's crashing, is it, Dave? Oh, right, okay. I was just saying earlier in the stream before you joined, Dave, that Matt is streaming tonight on the PS5. So let's see how that goes. Okay, coming up to a 30 kilometers speed limit. Quite easy to drive this loco, isn't it? Because of the notches. So if I drop it a notch to 3 equals 30. 3.3 equals 33 kilometers an hour. So it goes up in notches of 5 until you get to that 33. So it's quite easy to drive it. I can just drop this down to 3 now, and it should drop me down to 30. Might slightly overrun because I'm not on a hill, but should be free, Dave. Should be free based on the fact that your PlayStation ID knows that you own the original game, and it should say to you something like, "Oh, there's also a PS5 version of this game. Would you rather have that version?" And you should just click it. And that's the way it works for other games that have got both a PS4 and a PS5 version anyway. I would expect that will come out in the instructions, but who knows? Yeah, Train Spot, you're right. And I think that's what the other guys are reporting in. The ones that can see the PS5 version are saying that it is in the store, but at the moment it's either got a little lock against it if you've got the collector's edition of the original game, or it's asking you to pay for it. So something's not quite right there. I think we had a similar thing to this, didn't we, when we moved from the original TSW to TSW2, because a lot of the DLCs that we owned were locked. And then we had the debacle where if you had it on disc, you couldn't get access to Great Western Express, Rapid Transit, etc., etc. That took a while to sort out. Yeah, Dave. I'll try it first, and I will let you know. Don't worry. Sit tight until then. But what you might find is, though, that it depends what you've got it set to on your PS4, but once the update rolls out, you might find that your PS4 version will start doing the massive update. So that'll update the PS4 version, the original version, but as we said, to get the PS5 version, you're going to have to download that separately. You're going to have to click a button to get that. So what I'm trying to avoid is, I don't want to do a 90 gig update for the PS4 version and then get the PS5 version and do another 90 gig update or whatever it's going to be, because I think TSW2 now sits on my PS5 at about 92 gig, something like that. I don't want to update both, so this is why I was thinking of removing this version before I get the other version, but I don't quite trust it at the moment, so I'm not really that sure what to do. We'll get there. I'm sure there'll be people staying up till midnight tonight who will reliably let us know in the forum by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning how it went or didn't went. We'll let some guinea pigs try that. So we've got the first stop coming up, Loen Castile. Actually, the weather that this this particular journey mode service has picked is actually quite nice, to be honest. Early morning sunshine looks quite good. Hey Alexander, how you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, I was saying earlier that this is not my most favourite route, but I would give it a chance on stream. At least once. You see, Train Spotter, I thought you'd be there with your mug of cocoa by the fireside, you know, constantly pressing refresh, waiting for the update to come in. And then you'll send us a message on the forums to let us know that your PlayStation's crashed. So that we can all have a lie-in. Just realised I'm using the local brake as well. So the Boston route for us is tomorrow, Alexander. I don't know if you're in a country that has already got that yet. I think there's only sort of Australia and New Zealand that can see it at the moment. But yeah, certainly in the UK it's tomorrow. I will be getting it, but I was saying earlier I might not get it tomorrow. I might let the PS5 version just bed in a couple of days first before I pick it up. Right, so we can get up to 30. Oh, some have already got it. Okay. Yeah. No, I haven't got a key, I haven't got an early access key for it, unfortunately. DTG have given me a couple in the past for certain ones. In fact, I think this one DTG gave me on the proviso I would put some footage up on the channel. But no, not the Boston one. Not got the Boston one. It's a bit strange as well that some of the YouTubers are allowed to stream it before it actually comes out on release. I was always led to believe that if you got a key for it, you could stream it, but it would have to be on the day that it comes out. You know, no running it before that. So Yeah. So apart from DTG running it on the streams, I haven't seen the Boston route. Apart from that, I mean, what do you think of it? Is it something? I guess a lot of you will be getting the season pass. I think we talked about this last week, but what do you think of the Boston route? I mean, personally, I've missed the old NEC route in a strange way. I used to quite enjoy running that one. Yeah, I guess everybody wants to get in there first, Dave. I suppose that'll be good for views if you can show the new route off before anyone else gets it. I think for the season pass, I'm obviously, I like the UK stuff, so I'm looking forward to the Brighton, London, Victoria one. I think I said last week I don't know much about that route because it's not my sort of local area, but I quite like all the UK stuff. If I'm honest, I think you can relate to that a bit more. As you would with the German stuff. If you lived in Germany, it's all stuff that's familiar to you. Yes, it's a good question, Alexander. So, I think, I don't know. My favourite route, I think, is Northern Transpennine. There's kind of a couple I like equally for different reasons. But if you're twisting my arm, Northern Transpennine. And the least is quite easy. I mean, this one I find a little boring, but it's not the worst. I would say Oakville. Oakville is definitely the worst one for me. And I think when I bought that one, having seen the streams beforehand, and we were looking at all those great yards that are at the side, along the side of the main line with Oakville, and we're all led to believe that they were kind of free roam and we could go where we wanted, and sort of just go off the main line. I like going off the main line. I like going down branch lines, for example, in this game wherever we can. And to me, that one had lots of different variety when I first looked at it, and then when we came to buy it, we found there was lots of areas that were out of bounds, and again there was a bit of a controversy with that. And I think I never really, even though I tried, I never really got into Oakville after that, although I do go back and occasionally play it. But yeah, I would say Oakville is the least. I think, Dave, you've got most of the DLCs, haven't you, apart from this one? What's your favourite? What's your least favourite out of the ones that you've got? I think I can probably guess, but I'll let you tell me. Okay, coming up to the next stop. Let's see if anybody gets on. I think you're right, Alexander. There's nobody taking a trip. This guy just wants to stand there in his tracksuit. He looks very sorry for himself, doesn't he? Come on, mate, you can get on. It's alright. Have a freebie if you want. No, he's not having it. Right, we'll leave him there. Next stop, Langwijs in 4.2 kilometers. Yeah, Alexander, Northern Transpennine is pretty good. It's an old-fashioned British route, and if you get the heavy freight pack as well, which is always on sale, that adds to it as well. That adds some really nice services to that. It's one of those routes where it's always felt like there's a lot to do. I think. Quite like it. You see, Dave, the PZB, I've showed you the PZB and the LZB, and you seem to be able to do it. You've been chickening out again, haven't you? Rose ignored, Alexander. RSN. Yeah, Rose ignored. I didn't get that one to begin with. I think it came out somewhere around sort of an October. It came out after West Somerset, didn't it, as I recall? And I didn't get it straight away. And I think, Dave, you said to me, what a great route this is, and I watched a bit more footage, and I picked it up I think I picked it up by Christmas. There was a sale. Picked it up that first Christmas, and actually, yeah, I really liked it. And then we were able to add the 155 to it, which brought in more services. And then more recently, we had the 363, which is also a nice loco. Gives us some shunting services out of the depots. So yeah, it is quite a good route. I do go back to that one quite a lot. So I would be interested to see some of the results of DTG surveys where they ask us to rate the routes that are out. I don't think it was in this survey, the recent one, but it was in the one before. I'd like to see that just generally across all platforms. You know, what are the most popular routes? Cane Creek is boring. I, do you know? I don't mind it. I know what you mean. It's another sand patch, isn't it? Without the close-in scenery. I think Cane Creek sells itself on the mountains, doesn't it? And we've not seen anything like that before. Those textures on the mountains are great. Whatever they did, it's night and day compared to the sort of textures that's in this, for example. But it sells itself on the scenery, and you're right, it's just a kind of end-to-end. But I don't mind it. I can't play it. I wouldn't sit down and play that route every day, but I might play it once a week. I might just have a run on it once a week, so it's good from that perspective. Depends how you play the game, I think. I'm not one of those who will get a new route, do all the scenarios, do all the journeys, and then work through every single service and not touch anything else. I tend to still mix things up a little bit, keep the interest level going. See, I can't swing that camera over that bridge. This is as far as I can get, which is a shame. It's like an invisible wall there. This is a good camera view though, being able to watch it snake through the mountains. Yeah, we'll keep our fingers crossed for that, Alexander, in the future, where they can join the routes, because we've also got in Germany, we've got Hagen as well, haven't we? Where we can join a couple of routes. Hagen appears in a couple of the routes. Would be nice to be able to run all the way through. I know they said they can't do that at the moment, but certainly it's something that they've probably got in the backs of their minds. .8 kilometers to go. Because of all the curving and bending in this route, this is where that distance meter really doesn't mean much, because it's as the crow flies. It doesn't go down that much. Sandpatch is another, isn't it, where the distance meter never seems to drop. It'd be nice if they could develop that so that it is track distance rather than as the crow flies. That'd be useful. Yeah, they can mod it, Dave, can't they? I think there's some clever people over there, actually. Maybe it's something that DTG can look at with the community then. If there's something that somebody's worked out already, might save them some time if they've got some useful mods going. I think, Alexander, when I've done this one, that'll be it for tonight, because there's a few of us going over to watch the DTG stream, which starts at 8 o'clock UK time. So it's what, an hour and 10 minutes for now. So I'll probably just run this one just for tonight, and then if I get the PS5 version working, as we hope, tomorrow, then I might be back again tomorrow, and we'll run some of the PS5 version and see how that goes. Yeah, if they fix the sharing, Dave, that'll be good. There's some really nice liveries out there. I saw somebody had done the Class 37 in the police colours. You remember from that TV advert way back? That looked quite good. It almost needs some kind of something in the menus, a sort of, not like a workshop, but a sort of one-stop shop for liveries, and you can go in there and pick them up. I know the kids play wrestling games, and they've got a similar thing where you can design a wrestler and you can upload it, and other users can go into this area and download that wrestler with the, you know, whatever kit you've designed and put on. So you can do that. You can do that on console. It just depends. I don't know how difficult that is to implement, but that appeared on the survey, didn't it? So let's hope they do that. Then the Train Spotter 7 can design all these really nice liveries and upload them for us, and we don't have to do anything. We can just click a button. It could, Dave. Could take all day. Yeah. You see, I was expecting as well, as part of the notes that were coming out for these updates, that they would tell us what the likely download size would be. All they've said is you're going to get a sizable download. And as we were saying at the beginning, I think on my PS5 now, it sits at something like 90 to 92 gig, I think I've got for Train Sim World 2. So if it's going to download 92 gig, especially at my connection speed, I'm going to be here a while. Let's see. Maybe I can ask Matt tonight when he's streaming it on the PS5, see if he's got that information. He was talking last night about how some of the routes have been reduced in size through some of the core improvements they've made to the download sizes, but he didn't give an overall sort of figure as to what it might be. So it'd be interesting to know. Now this must be a great view in real life, mustn't it? Going across this. I think there is a scenario, as I remember, there's a scenario you do where you take passengers out to this and you actually stop right in the middle, which was interesting. But some nice views. Yeah, I saw the other night, Dave, you were asking similar questions in the chat to what I was asking, and we weren't getting any answers, unfortunately. So we'll need to check after this whether the PlayStation instructions have been put on the forums. Because if this is rolling out potentially from midnight tonight, you would think the instructions would be there by now. Unless, dare I say it, they'll pull the update again and push it to next week. Because anything can happen. It wouldn't surprise us, would it? I mean, I hope not. I mean, I hope it's sufficiently down the line to come out on time now. But yeah, we'll see. No instructions yet, right? Okay, it's interesting. Oh right, okay. So so the instructions have just been posted. Right, just have a scan, see if there's anything. Let me know if there's anything confusing in there. So I can't see it at the moment. Hopefully if you've got on disc you have to do this, then you have to go and do this, then you have to go and do this, and if you've got digital you're fine. And most games on the PlayStation Store, you just click a button. You don't need any additional instructions. It becomes very, very confusing, doesn't it? Okay, we'll shortly be at our next stop. Oh, look at that shadow. The whole train casts a shadow the whole way across the valley. And again, that should be fixed in the next gen version. Okay, here we are. Yep, no passengers waiting again, which is a shame. Let's open the doors anyway, in case anybody wants to get off. Okay, so our next one is a go via Haspelgruber. Oh no. Straight for a red. I wasn't even looking, I was reading the chat. Oh, okay then. Well, everybody does that on stream, don't they? There's a fail. Oh dear. Right. Okay. Well, that was that. We didn't get to the end because we had a major failure. I assume there I was waiting for somebody to come down the hill towards me first. That's what comes of reading the chat. That's why you must never distract the driver. Right. Okay. That was going to be the only one I did, but I tell you what, because I had a miserable fail, let's do something quick. Let's have a look. What can we do that's quick? We did Great Western last week, didn't we? Um, Tell you what we could do that's quick. How about the other Rivet one? What about the Isle of Wight? That's quite a relaxing one, isn't it? Let's do that. So we'll just ignore that, and we'll move on. Happens to everybody, doesn't it? At some point. Go on, Dave. What is in the instructions? Is it straightforward or not? Right, what's going on with this seat? That's better. Right. Instrument lights on. Headlights on. It's a nice day again. Oh, right, okay, yeah, the collector's edition. Yeah, I haven't got the collector's edition, fortunately. So I'll have a read of those just before the DTG stream. Oh, we've got people getting on. Look at this. Right, I'm going to shut the doors. Is this guy getting on? Oh, you're lucky, mate. You're 4 seconds after we're meant to have departed. Right, so you would hope, being as these instructions have just been posted, that somebody will be on hand at 8 o'clock to run through these. So there's no element of doubt that would be useful. Oh, right, okay, that answers that question then, Dave, doesn't it? If you've got to update the PS4 version first, and then, once everything is working, you can then get the PS5 version. That seems a bit of a strange way to do it, doesn't it? So I'm assuming then that for those of us that are doing that's going to be a double download. So we're talking the 180 gig. So going back to your earlier point, Dave, yeah, it is going to be downloading all day and all night and all the next day. Yeah. See, I was seeing on the forums as well that a lot of people on PS4 that are moving to the PS5 version have already they've already removed the PS4 version, and I can only assume that was because in a PS5, unless you've got additional storage attached to it, you've only got 500 gig, just over 500 gig storage space available in the standard PS5. So that's going to be interesting what they have to do then. So have they got to reinstall it again? And then it allows them to get the PS5 version? Not sure. Sounds like it. Hey Charlie, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. Seriously, 2 megabytes a second. Do you live out in the sticks, Train Spotter? You don't live in a tent, do you? Or anything like that? You've not got one of these mobile phones from the 80s, have you? That's kind of on a massive battery pack. I'm just kidding with you. I don't think mine's much better, to be honest. Pretty good, Charlie, thanks. How's yourself? There's one of the collectibles. Train Spotter's just gone outside now to kick the guy ropes and just make sure everything's in order. Hey Salty Chips, how you doing? I certainly do. Thanks for joining. Just remind me, Salty, are you on PlayStation or Xbox? I know you've got a console, I can't remember which. Xbox, yeah, yeah. So things are not as complicated for you with this update, I guess. Okay, so this is a go via, so we're okay. I'm doubly checking for red lights now. Saying that, if we stop at Smallbrook, it's just after this, isn't it? Yep, there we go. Oh, it's go via. We're okay. Next stop, Brading. But for some reason, I thought you were on a PS4 Pro, Train Spotter. I didn't realise you were just on the Slim. Hi Mason, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Good to see you. Just slow down for a 40. I'm on a downhill as well. No, I'm not on PC, Mason. No, I'm on. I'm playing the PS4 version, but I'm playing it on a PS5, so the quality's a bit better. That kid. Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, I don't think Matt will be on his own. I think Matt will be concentrating on the driving, won't he? You would think somebody else would be with him tonight. You know, if not, just to put everybody straight with the instructions about what they need to do tomorrow. Oh, the PC people can get early access to Boston, right? I didn't realise that. Yeah, the guys were saying earlier that a couple of people have got access already. They've seen them streaming it. Yeah, Salty, I haven't seen the instructions yet on the forum. The guys were just telling me in the PlayStation section there's some instructions been posted about that, but I think you get the core update and then you get the you can buy the season pass straight after that, as I understand. Yeah, that's also a good shout. Train spotter as well. Yeah, exactly. Get a couple of quid off from CD keys. I've used them for quite a long time. Mason, so the Brighton main line is not available. Well, we don't know when that's going to be available because it's the Boston route tomorrow, isn't it? And then it sounds like it's a matter of weeks until the Dresden route, and then following that will be the Brighton main line. But I will be streaming it once it's available, definitely. Yeah. I think so too, Salty. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you were on the one. Was it last night? The roadmap stream. I think Sam kind of hinted, didn't he, that it was very, very close behind the Boston one. So I think you could be right. Could be next week when we first see something of it. So Sandown is next, 1.4 miles. Yeah, that Q&A, I watched it this morning. I feel a little bit sorry for him, if I'm honest. I do honestly feel that, you know, you got people like Matt and Sam, really. But especially Matt. You know, Matt lives and breathes this, doesn't he? He's the producer. You know, he's ultimately in charge of a lot of the day-to-day sort of stuff with TSW. And you can kind of tell on those Q&A streams they're having to read things out that they don't possibly agree with themselves, or they've been told to say, or you know they've given us information with the best of intentions, and then somebody upstairs has phoned them up and said, right, okay, we're changing that now, and well, everybody knows about it. It's like, well, tough. You're the community people. You sort it out. You work out the best way to tell them without upsetting them. And you can kind of tell when you look at them that they're really apologetic. And I don't always think it's their fault. There's somebody else pushing the buttons somewhere, which is a bit of a shame. So I think if you've been around this game for quite a while, you can see how far they've come with the comms side of it. But there seems to be a little bit of disconnect within their own organisation. But as I say, it's Matt I feel sorry for, because I mean, Matt's quite open. You can ask Matt what you want. He generally comes back with an answer. You know, he's a nice guy. I don't know if you've ever watched any of his own streams on his own channel, but they're very good as well. I mean, the PZB, I pretty much learnt the PZB just by watching Matt on his own channel. and I just watched his streams live and just watched what he did, and picked it up that way. I mean, let's face it, there's hardly any manuals for these routes, so you're not really going to learn PZB from that, are you? So it's best to watch people. And Matt lives and breathes it, and he seems to work long hours, which makes me feel all that little bit more sorry for him when the cock-ups come along. He has to sit there with his camera on, you know, it's a shame. It is his baby, yeah, you're right, Dave, yeah. I think they can fix it, you know. I'm just thinking about my own working situation where we also, you know, I also work in a job where we've to announce things to people, but you know we don't do that until everybody who's involved with it in the company is comfortable that that's what we're going to go with. I don't think these guys have quite nailed that yet. Yeah, Sam does. Yeah, you can almost see it in Sam's face when when the cameras switch on at the beginning of one of these streams, where they have to face the music, as it were. You can kind of see him. I made some comment and I said, "Oh, Sam looks fed up," and he messaged back in the chat on the DTG stream and said, "No, this is just my normal face." But it can only be his normal face if there's so many cock-ups, I guess. But it's happened a few times, hasn't it? And we just move on. We get through it. I think the next one of these streams, let's have the positivity stream for the next one. We'll all have our new updated versions by then. Yeah, he got bored and did his Emperor Palpatine, didn't he, at the end? So we got Lake as the next stop. Yeah, I've seen a few of those, Dave. Yeah, they're quite interesting. Yeah. Okay, here we are at Lake. So I think we have got one more stop. you do indeed. You never know, Dave. Maybe they will. They might bring it to PS5. I think, talking about the PS5, for me, there is, for my tastes anyway, for my interest, there is a bit of a lack of games at the moment for the PS5. But I'm sure that will change. It's good that we can play the old PS4 titles. It's really why it's a no-brainer to upgrade this to the PS5 version rather than stay on the PS4 version. Otherwise, it's just a waste of a set of hardware that, you know, a lot of people are struggling to get. So it's worth upgrading it. Okay, coming into Shanklin. No, Trainspotting there wasn't. I think it's just the fact that I've just always had PlayStation. There was nothing. I just wanted the latest and greatest. I don't go for the latest and greatest with everything, I must admit. But with this, I think I spend that much time on the PlayStation, it made sense for me to try and get one. I was just lucky to get one, really. I just registered with, I think I mentioned last week, I registered with BT. BT do my broadband, and I registered with them, and they said, "Oh yeah, we got some in." So I got this first week in December last year. So it's quite surprising. But as far as PS5 games go themselves, I think I played the Spider-Man game. Wreckfest PS5 came out as one of the PS Plus games. I'd already played the PS4 version, so that came out, so I played that for a little bit. Maneater was another one that came out on PS Plus. I played that. But apart from that, actual PS5 titles, there haven't been a lot, so I spent quite a lot of time on this, to be honest. So I think this, in the back of my mind, this is probably what I was looking forward to the most, I would say. But just the general bump up in spec I was looking forward to. Things just run a lot smoother on this than they do on the old PS4. Yeah, I can sympathise with your train spotter. Yeah, it is a lot of money, to be honest. Okay, that's the end of this one. So I think what is it, 7:30? So the DTG streams in about half an hour's time. So I'm going to jump on that and let's see what they have to say, and we'll get a good look at the PS5 version. So what I'll do is, if I can get the upgrade to the PS5 working by tomorrow, I will probably fire this up again and just run a couple of services just to see the differences, and also let you look about what you think, and is the PS5 version a significant step up from the standard PlayStation version? I don't know at this stage. Matt will show us in half an hour's time as well, of course, but yeah, that's the plan. And then I will pick up the season ticket shortly after, and then next Wednesday I'll look to do the weekly stream. I'm going to try and do it every Wednesday if I can. That seems to be the best day for me. So what I'll do is I'll plan something properly in next time. I'll work out a couple of services before the stream, and we'll do that. Okay, guys. Thanks again for joining. It's been a pleasure, as always. I might see some of you on the DTG stream shortly. Talk to you all soon. Bye for now.